You always want to tell a fun, exciting story. And every time I've ever made a movie, I go into it going, I want this to be the best movie ever made.
You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
I only have one gear, bro. It's all the way. Bleep it if you must. Bleep it if you must.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
Who's the Disney character you identify with most? Mickey, Nemo, Peter Pan, or Dumbo? Dumbo. That's sad, but yeah, like...
Well. How the turntables...
Like, who has been the most exciting person for you tonight?
Oh my God.
Besides, but shut took the words out of my mouth. Besides,
I'm a narcissist.
What the hell is even that?
Because right now there's more dwarves on this podcast than there are in the new Snow White movie. And that's probably due to Peter Dinklage.
Yep.
When I was a child, I used to think Snow White was a Japanese lady. She has geisha-like pale skin, black hair, and tends to 7 ugly white men.
so will she rise or bow her head? Will she lead or just be led?
I did not like Snow White. The reason why is that the actress that plays Snow White, she acts like a bitch all the time.
Weird.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
The Rachel Zegler Snow White disaster just hit a new level, and now Jack Black is at the center of it. According to reports, the Hollywood legend confronted Zegler directly after her controversial interviews went viral, and insiders say the clash pushed her straight into therapy. Zegler was supposed to be Disney's golden ticket. Cast as Snow White in the remake of the very film that built Disney's empire, it should have been the role of a lifetime. Instead, it's turned into a career crisis.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story, just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Fans were already furious after Zegler called the prince a stalker, mocked the original story, and proudly claimed her Snow White wouldn't need a man to save her. But Jack Black, he wasn't having it. Sources say he questioned why she was tearing down a beloved classic that meant so much to generations. The prince, gone. The dwarves, replaced. The tone, arrogant. And Jack reportedly told her everything. Now, what was meant to be a magical comeback for Disney is spiraling into its most humiliating failure yet, with Zegler at the center and Jack Black as the unlikely voice of reason.
Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
Snacks all over the set that are apple flavored. And that hurts my feelings.
I was gonna say,
It's like they don't know what happens to me. There's gonna be so many stories that come from the set about how difficult I am to work with simply because I don't want apples.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Jack Black reportedly believes that Snow White's failure goes beyond Rachel Zegler's controversial comments. Insiders say he also blames Gal Gadot, claiming both actresses delivered stiff, unconvincing performances that lacked heart and connection.
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
You had one job.
Just the one.
Kalel, no. Max Lord, you're putting yourself and everyone else in grave danger. I need you to give me the stone. What happened to it?
What did you say?
So exciting. Very interested to find the men who brought those.
Why should I help you?
Because we're asking you nicely. Just tell me what it costs to get her away from me. Name a price. I'll buy the whole damn boat if I have to. Who are you? The lasso of Hastia compels you to reveal the truth. Now, who are you? But who? Enough. I said enough. As Amazons, this is our duty. You have no idea what kind of power you're dealing with.
According to sources close to the situation, Black felt the on-screen chemistry was non-existent and the acting was soulless, a major reason the film failed to resonate with audiences.
Please welcome Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot.
Visual effects push the boundaries of what we see on screen.
Their work makes the impossible seem possible.
With breathtaking ambition, they create magic that wraps its arms around our wildest imaginations.
Here are the nominees for Best Visual Effects.
He's said to have told colleagues that Disney focused too much on political messaging and not enough on emotional storytelling.
I sat through the whole thing. This was really bad. It was extremely leftist on every political dimension: racial politics, sexual politics, class politics, regime politics. Its narrative was cowardly. It was just awful.
In his view, the film collapsed because it forgot what truly matters: strong performances, real charm, and genuine magic.
Warner Brothers' Minecraft movie versus Disney's Snow White, which in theory should be quite a battle, but it's not even a fair fight, and it's pretty hysterical actually to watch. She's literally the only person there, and do you not understand how humiliating this is? Meanwhile, the experience at Minecraft goes something like this.
Chicken
Okay, and the cops had to escort the rowdy teenagers out. The Minecraft movie is doing something magical. It's creating a live audience reaction event where people are going to just be part of something to interact with the movie itself. The kind of thing that really creates like a kinetic movement.
Meanwhile, something wild was happening across town. The Minecraft movie, yes, the one critics mocked as too childish and blocky, was blowing up the box office. Fans were pouring into theaters. Critics were eating their words. And in just one weekend, Minecraft made more in the US than Snow White pulled in globally, after 3 whole weeks. That's when the Jack Black firestorm erupted.
It got destroyed at the box office. Here's the box office numbers. The Minecraft movie made $60 million on Saturday. Snow White made 2.
Well, we all basically knew that Snow White was going to be a massive failure at the box office because of Rachel Zegler's controversial statement. But it says, meanwhile, over in the kingdom of crumbling crowns, Disney's Snow White dropped like an enchanted apple.
What they really mean is they're describing a worldview that hates you, that hates everything America stands for.
Whereas the Snow White model is the message ad infinitum, shoved directly up your ass, and most importantly, in the most insufferable possible way, like screamed at you by an ugly woman for 2 hours.
Black, beloved voice of Kung Fu Panda and star of Minecraft, allegedly confronted Rachel Zegler during this meltdown moment. Behind closed doors, he reportedly questioned her behavior. Why was she calling fans trolls? Why mock the story that made Disney what it is? Why insult the prince, ditch the dwarves, and turn Snow White into a personal soapbox? Sources say Jack didn't hold back.
She doesn't need a prince to save her, and not surrounded by 7 weird people. Oh, okay, just CGI fictional goblins, I guess.
Snow White, of course, famously played by the insufferable girl boss narcissist who's just clinical at this point.
You had the marketing material not being all that good. A lot of advertisements were really mediocre for this film. And to top it off, they made tons of changes and they strayed away from the source material, which upset a lot of fans.
Just like to sit in the back in the dark with no one watching me, just to gauge the audience and see if they laugh as hard as I do.
Today's presentation of a Minecraft movie. Please, no throwing popcorn. Also, absolutely no chicken jockeys!
Minecraft was doing everything Snow White wasn't. Having fun, making people laugh, and winning hearts without shoving a message down the audience's throat. Even Disney CEO Bob Iger was reportedly alarmed, demanding answers as his billion-dollar reboot spiraled into chaos.
This movie exists, by the way. You can't tell me Minecraft is the worst movie of 2025 when Snow White exists. That's right. Minecraft movies are going to make more in the weekend than Snow White's made in his entire theatrical run, and we know why. Encouraging to see a movie that decided to do the opposite of Snow White, which is, according to all available reviews, including from the people that I trust the very most on this platform, it is non-political. The Minecraft movie does not try to beat you and box you about the ears with the message. It is just silly fun for kids, which is what a kids movie should be. Teens in suits, shouting lines, cheering like it was a concert. Check out the energy. Unreal. Disney Snow White is flopping hard. Why did Minecraft win? Because they stayed true to their actual audience. If Disney had made a faithful adaptation to the original Snow White, it would have made $1 billion.
And if that weren't enough, Jack Black isn't the only one roasting Snow White. Even South Park jumped in, mocking the remake, and Rachel Zegler in a brutal parody. The ridicule is snowballing fast, and for Zegler, this is turning into a full-blown Hollywood nightmare.
Nothing has brought me greater joy than watching the Walt Disney Company absolutely panic over the last few weeks. They're mad at South Park because they're making fun of their woke ideologies, constantly race swapping or religion swapping everything in their movies.
It's a brand new exclusive event with all your favorite South Park characters.
Dude, school is going to be so awesome today. I had explosive diarrhea all night. I like big boobs.
Oh, hamburgers.
How does this even make any sense?
It makes perfect sense. I think the problem is you.
To no one's surprise, South Park has decided to come for Disney's woke agenda by parodying what they're trying to do with Rachel Zegler's Snow White and many other Disney projects. This was very expected from South Park, as this isn't the first time they've pulled something like this against Disney. However, Rachel Zegler seems to be absolutely furious with their and everyone else's mocking.
Let's address the elephant in the room. I'm the hottest person in the world.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business.
Yeah. Weird.
I'm a narcissist.
I don't need your business.
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
South Park has decided to air an episode where they've gender and race swapped Cartman, Stan, Butters, and Kenny for adult women of color. A very satirical representation of what Disney is trying to do with many of its upcoming movies. Disney has gotten plenty of backlash recently because of Rachel Zegler taking on the role of Snow White when she's Latina, and for changing the story to make it look more feminist and empowering, altering important details of the original story that made Snow White what it was. According to Rachel Zegler, the movie has removed all traces of romance between her and the prince. She's even teased that the prince might as well be removed from the story in what some fans believe to be an incredibly disrespectful interview.
It's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. It's Hollywood, baby.
You to say all of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Like, who are you?
Oh my God.
Are you Disney? I've read your book, and I have. It's a phenomenal book. You're losing generation of loyal viewers. When you think about Snow White, what is the premise? What is the story?
It's a love story. It's a love story.
It's a dream for a girl to grow up and a man falls in love.
I'm really upset.
What happened next depends on who's talking. One source swears Zegler tried to laugh it off until Black hit her with the box office math. In one weekend, my blocky little Minecraft made more than your Snow White worldwide. Maybe fans aren't trolls, maybe they're bored.
This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple. A wishing apple? You offer it to me freely. In place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be! All shall love me and despair!
Oh, what has she done to you? Fear not, First Love's kiss can break any curse.
Witnesses claim Zegler bolted backstage, her sobs echoing through the corridor.
Stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed on.
Oh, really? Are you having trouble paying your bills, Rachel? Did Steven Spielberg not pay you for your role in West Side Story? Did Disney fail to give you a healthy paycheck for, like, cry me a river? She's just exactly everything that we can't stand.
Another insider says the showdown stayed professional, but icy, with Black warning her that contempt for fans is career poison.
Zegler also faced blowback after posting Free Palestine. Godot is from Israel and served in the Israeli army.
And then they had to hire a special media consultant for her to follow her around all the time and make sure she didn't continue shitting on Snow White and the prince and young love and women who want to get married and Steven Spielberg, the executive producer of her previous movie, and white people who she claims wanted to know if she was really a Latina on her first movie.
I never really wanted to talk about politics. I kind of tried really, really hard to avoid it because no one wants to hear celebrities talking about political issues, right?
And they postponed the release of this thing, Ben, for a year because their star, Rachel Zegler, was so unlikable, told all Trump supporters that they could f off, excuse me, but she did. That was just in November. They didn't even know she was going to do that one. And then she came out and she said, I apologize. Like, I went too far, but it wasn't sincere.
Disney's panic button lit up. Execs yanked Zegler from morning shows, issued cryptic mental health statements, and greenlit emergency reshoots without addressing the viral video. Meanwhile, Minecraft Dance passed 300 million, powered by families craving fun instead of lectures. CEO Bob Iger reportedly fumed. How did we let Snow White become a TED Talk?
They're remaking the movie. They just got rid of the dwarves. Okay,
but what do they call them?
Why
now,
would they
too?
get rid of the dwarves, though?
Magical
creatures. But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group, you just erased that whole image. The argument should have been from Peter Dinklage, there's power of being on TV, there's power of television, and to put 7 people with dwarfism on camera in a major Disney movie, there's still power there. If the story is offensive, change the story, don't change the characters.
Or what? They're leaning into woke. Hardcore.
They're petrified of some kind of backlash.
Online, the culture war went nuclear. Supporters claimed Zegler was punished for honesty. Critics flooded timelines with split-screen memes.
Rachel Zegler then inexplicably continued to post herself in an empty theater for her own movie. She's literally the only person there.
Zegler alone in an empty theater beside Black crowd surfing, sold-out Minecraft screenings. Comment sections became gladiator pits. Was Black cruel or just candid?
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
Then the bombshell. Industry blogs reported Zegler had begun intensive therapy to cope with backlash and the on-camera humiliation. Her socials went silent, broken only by one story: white text on Black, taking time to heal. The quiet spoke louder than any tweet.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people.
Oh my God.
Behind studio gates, creatives whispered that Black voiced what many feared to say: audiences by magic, not moralizing. Test screenings had flagged the film as preachy, but no one dared challenge Disney's checklist. Now boardrooms debate whether franchise nostalgia should ever bow to #activism. For viewers, the plot is irresistible: a funny man versus a self-styled princess. Disney's billion-dollar gamble collapsing while a video game movie soars. Sources close to the production whisper that studio therapists have been put on standby for other cast members as morale plummets. Merch partners are quietly dialing back orders. Theme park planners are freezing Snow White tie-ins. And investors are asking whether Disney's live-action formula is finally broken. All because a single unscripted tirade blasted through layers of brand protection like a wrecking ball in broad daylight.